Now, back to that Kevin show with Kevin McCullough.
All right, my next guest stars in the brand new film simply titled Nefarious. And he has had some degree of history with movies that sometimes put a little bit of fright or mystique into the viewer. But very seldom, I think, has a movie come along that has quite had this type of potential spiritual impact. Sean Patrick Flanery is his name, and he joins us now from Hollywood, California. Hello, Sean.
How you doing, man? Pleasure to be here.
I'm doing well. Very interesting concept for the movie. I know Steve Dace, going back to his talk radio days. I know that he's always dabbled in this really kind of fanciful, mysterious thriller kind of genre. When you saw the film, when you saw the book, what was it about the story that made you think this is what you got to do?
Well, I read the script before I even read the book. It was presented to me. I thought it was one of the most surgically sculpted scripts I had ever read. And, you know, for me, roles like this are why you get into the business. After that, once I signed on and I actually started to make the film, that's when I read the book. So it's just in every incarnation of these stories, I have yet to see anything that is this well sculpted and crafted. The script is one of the best things I've read in 30 years.
Well, that's a truly high bit of praise for Steve's work, but of course it was adapted from the book into the movie script. Sculpting a script, that's an interesting way of describing it. What causes you to say that this is so well sculpted?
Well, I mean, you know, 9 times out of 10, you know, an actor, not just myself, will rephrase the dialogue to fit their own vernacular, the cadence of their speech, etc. I think I adjusted 2 syllables in this entire script. It was so perfectly manicured that it required nothing. And I'll tell you, to do roles like this, it's like the more well-written the script is, the less preparation and the less you have to do. I just kind of said the words. It was an honor and a privilege to be a part of something like that. I knew from reading it, the first incarnation of this, when you're just reading it, I thought the script was a thing of beauty.
Let's talk about your character a little bit. For people that aren't familiar with the book, what is the story? What's the thumbnail pitch of the story?
Well, it's a gentleman that's on death row, committed a litany of heinous crimes, and an attorney is brought in to make sure that he is sane and can be put to death. So the character, Edward Wayne Brady, has an alter ego. He tells the attorney, called Nefarious. He says he's being possessed by a demon. So there's actually 2 characters that's sitting in front of an attorney at times. And I'll let the viewers to decide what happens in the end, if you convince them, if it convinces them or not. But it's a psychological thriller of which I've never read anything comparable.
Yeah. What was it like for you to go back and forth between those two characters in the story?
You know, I hate to keep referencing this, but it is so well written that the characters are so precisely defined, even within that one single character. When he switches back and forth, the dialogue is so patently different that it's easy to separate the 2 characters within one.
Working in this genre and in this story, did it change in any way your view of the supernatural?
Nope. I was born in Louisiana, grew up in Texas. I went to St. Mark's Episcopal School Elementary. I went to University of St. Thomas for college. The gospel's been in my life since I was born. So I've never really wavered from that.
So it's easy for you to buy into the idea that demonic activity does in fact happen. The only reason I ask this is because obviously in the culture today, there is a great skepticism in some people's thinking, because it's not their experience and certainly not something that they've spent time investigating.
Yeah, well, the thing about the movie is this. I don't think anybody will doubt what they're seeing. I think people will justify it with different answers.
Okay.
Some people will think it's biblical. Some people will think it's satanic. Other people will say he's just a master lunatic manipulator. And any of those work for the viewer. But I think the story stands on its own.
Cool. Well, it's certainly something. I remember when Steve was actually writing this book a number of years ago, and I remember I think he and I were actually on a missions trip with Food for the Poor in Haiti or somewhere, and he was talking about it, and I said, Steve, that's got major blockbuster motion picture written all over it, and it's nice to see that it is coming to the big screen. When can people see this, and where do they go?
Man, it comes out tomorrow, and it's in theaters everywhere.
So friends, go and get the tickets. It's in theaters everywhere. What's the website for the film itself?
NefariousMovie.com.
All right, NefariousMovie.com. I'm guessing you can get tickets there. If not, just look at your local theater and see where it's playing, and then you can get them through the 18,000 other portals that sell movie tickets now. Sean Patrick Flanery, what's next on your radar screen?
Right now it's almost swim team season. So dad kicks back in, not that it ever kicked out, but wrestling season is tapering off. Swim team season starts. Now there is some overlap there, but
see, you didn't start the interview with the most important part. Your main job is chauffeur. That's how.
Yeah. That's not too inaccurate. It's I go right back to dadding first. It's my primary job. It's dadding. They loan me out to go do movies on occasion. But
well, thanks for spending some time with us today. We appreciate it.
Anytime, brother. Thank you.
All right. Again, go to the website, NefariousMovie.com, NefariousMovie.com. Kevin McCullough coming right back. Don't go away.
Ready or not, he'll be right back.